Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another edition of Stout Sunday. And joining me this fine morning, we have Alex the Beer Master up in New Jersey. We've got Robert the Whiskey Scout from the great state of Kansas. And we've got Michael Kormaroff from Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Good morning, everybody.
All right. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Alex, we'll start with you. What are you drinking this morning?
Well, I am drinking a Samuel Smith Oatmeal Stout.
All right. And this is your first time having it, right?
Yep.
All right. I think you're going to be very happy with it. That's a pretty regular or normal stout as far as ABV is concerned. It's 5% alcohol, brewed in England. So I'll be excited to hear what you think about that one.
John, is it okay if I do a picture real quick on my for my Instagram?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
We will move on to Robert the Whiskey Scout. What are you drinking this morning, Robert?
Lucky Buck. I gotta get this adjusted right. Lucky Bucket, Wicked Joe. It's a oatmeal stout, barrel aged in whiskey barrels with coffee and vanilla. It's 9.1%. Comes from La Vista, Nebraska.
All right. Anything bourbon barrel aged is okay by me. It sounds like a winner.
It just says whiskey barrel, it doesn't say bourbon.
Whiskey barrel, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There can be a difference, not all whiskeys are the same.
That's true, yeah. Could be the real cheap stuff.
Yeah. But it should be, as far as where stouts I think are concerned, I think the flavors it's going to impart are pretty much, whether it be bourbon or whiskey, should be about the same, unless it's some sort of wonky, strange whiskey that they like. I couldn't imagine it, but let's say George Dickel and that Tabasco whiskey they
right. Yeah, that would be odd if they did that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, Ronnie. Happy Stout Sunday to you. All right. So we will move along to Michael Kormaroff. What are you drinking this morning?
Mine is from Tartu, Estonia, and this is what the label looks like. Let me lift it above so you can see it. And it's purported to be an Imperial Extra Double Stout at 7% alcohol, but I did pour it, and it looks more like a brown ale to me.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like your normal stout.
I mean, it's not even brown. It's more like reddish.
Like an amber ale or something.
Like an amber ale than it is a stout. But, I mean, the Estonian brewmasters might have some different take on this. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, and I have to give it a fair shot. What it looks like, what it looks like might not be what it tastes like.
So, right.
We will see.
Excited to hear about that one for sure. So I unfortunately do not have a stout, but I do have a beer. I had to work yesterday and just was really tired after work and didn't feel like driving 15 miles to get a stout. So what I'm drinking today is from Athens, Georgia. This is the Creature Comforts, or it's from Creature Comforts Brewing Company out of Athens, Georgia. It is the Tropicalia IPA, and it clocks in at 6.6% alcohol. So I've never had it, so I'm pretty excited to try it. I've had several beers from Creature Comforts, and they've all been good, so I expect good things from this one. All right, so we will go back to Alex the Beer Master with his Samuel Smith's Oatmeal Stout. Everybody, if you haven't already, go ahead and pour them up, and let's get into these bad boys.
Well, John, when I first opened it, I could smell the somewhat oatmeal and chocolate roasted malts. When I first opened it up, it was strong. I was surprised because 8 months ago I got this for Christmas. So. Yeah, and the head lasted a little bit. Now it's a 2-fingered head. It was a little bit bigger, but yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, go ahead and taste it and let us know what you think.
All right. Wow. I could still taste the chocolate and stuff like that, and I also could taste some alcohol. I'm surprised. You would think a lower ABV stout, you wouldn't taste alcohol, but I could taste a little bit of alcohol.
Really? Okay.
Maybe it's just me. And it's very creamy. I'm surprised it still has that creaminess. I should have put this in the fridge, but I wasn't thinking of joining, so. But maybe
That's
next.
right. Stouts do pretty well in warmer temperatures. It's not like a American Adjunct Lager where you have to drink it ice cold. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's very tasty. I really like it. It's kind of hard to taste the oatmeal. I was hoping I would taste oatmeal. I guess that's what I'm tasting, right? I mean,
well, a lot of times oatmeal, it doesn't necessarily impart a lot of flavor. When you add oatmeal to a beer, it kind of gives the beer more of like a thicker or creamy mouthfeel. So even if you can't taste the oatmeal, you should notice the beer might be a little bit more thick in the mouthfeel and kind of heavier bodied.
Yes, there is a smooth and sweetness taste to that. Yes, there is creamier. Yes, so it has that oatmeal creamy mouthfeel. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I like it. I really do.
Good. All right. Well, we'll let you keep sipping on it and come back around here shortly.
All right.
In the meantime, we will go to Robert, the Whiskey Scout.
This has a very good nose. I mean, you initially get the roasted malts in it. That comes up front, the dark roasted malts. But then the vanilla, and it says with vanilla and coffee, you get the vanilla first, then you get a background of coffee. You get just a little bit of that whiskey note. Not much, just a little bit on the nose now. I'm not talking about the taste, but it is really kind of captivating. It smells good. I mean, let's taste it.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Robert.
Now, on the palate, with the dark roasted maltiness that it just comes with, the coffee is much more dominant and up front, but it's not overbearing. And to tell you the truth, well, I guess it is, because if I think about this, I'm not getting any of the whiskey barrel. I just get a small note of the whiskey barrel on the nose, but the coffee does kind of override that, and it moves the vanilla to the background on it. And it, like you said, John, with oatmeal stouts, this has a good silky mouthfeel. It's a little heavier bodied. But even with the coffee note, for a coffee dominant stout like this kind of is, it's well done. It's not overly bitter. It's just slightly on the sweeter side, actually.
Does it cover the 9.1% alcohol well?
Oh yeah. Yes, there is. I do not get any alcohol. Okay. We have to caution that with me drinking a lot of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof last night and the night before.
Okay.
So
that will do it.
I'm not going to be quite so susceptible to the alcohol in a beer per se. I do not get it though. No, I actually really like this stuff. I think it's probably one of the best coffee stouts I've ever had.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. It sounds too like it's pretty well balanced. A lot of times with the coffee stouts, there's a little bit too much coffee. They're not really that well balanced. So it sounds like it's pretty well balanced, which is nice. for
now
coffee.
Now that it's lingered a while, John, I'm getting a little bit of that oak now from the barrel in the very back of my tongue. And I can kind of taste it now. It's kind of sitting there. That's good stuff. I'm really kind of amazed.
Nice. Now, did you buy a 6-pack or a single? What did you?
No, the other day I bought several singles, and this was one of the singles I picked up because I never heard of it. And I thought it looked good, so I thought I'd try it.
All
And
right.
I could buy a 6-pack of this. That would be no problem.
That's so good.
All right. Very nice.
I've never heard of it before, the brewing company up in Nebraska, but it was established in 2008, so they've been around long enough to kind of have a feel for what they're doing.
Okay. Well, yeah, it sounds good. Sounds like one that I'd really enjoy. That, sounds like my kind of beer right there. Okay, we'll let you keep sipping on that, and we will go to Michael Kormaroff with his Estonian beer.
I've already described the color of it. It doesn't look like a stout, but now I'm going to give you a nose. The nose is like light grains, if you're familiar with grain, like a graininess to it. And that's pretty much all you get. I'm not getting any chocolate or any coffee or anything. I'm getting light graininess. Let me taste it.
Cheers.
Wow, the taste is interesting. Getting kind of a bready caramel kind of feel to it, which again is more like a brown ale. What else am I getting? It's kind of silky in the taste, silky in the style to me, silky mouthfeel. Sometimes when you drink coffee, so I guess there's some coffee in this too, you get kind of a coffee and milk kind of feel, like cafe au lait. There's a little bit of that in the background.
Okay.
So this is more complex than it looks.
Being that it's a little bit lighter in the color anyway, is the alcohol masked pretty well at 7%?
Yeah, you definitely can't tell it's 7%. This tastes more like a session kind of thing. The alcohol is well masked. But I would describe this more as a light Baltic porter than a stout. And I would even say it's almost not even a Baltic porter. It's almost like an upgraded brown ale. But
Okay.
I don't know how the brewer views it.
But yeah, you wonder by their standards what they think of as a stout there.
So I'm not sure, but it's a quality product, and I paid $2.29 for a 16.9 ounce bottle, and I don't think I overpaid. I think it's a fair price. I mean, that's a running price for something like that from Europe, I would say. Maybe.
Right.
This is cheaper than the Lithuanian heavy high alcohol stuff, John, that we've discussed in the past. I mean, that stuff,
Yeah,
that stuff can be $3.50, but you are getting 16%. So
right. Exactly. Yeah.
that's more on the alcohol, drinking that for faster results. This one is more subdued, but it's more interesting, and it's still a quality product. I'm not going to tell you what my number is. It is not world class, so it's not going to be in the high end of it, but it's certainly worth what I paid for.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back around, and that way you can think about a rating there for a little bit. We've got Jeremy Vinson in the chat, says, "Cheers, everyone." Cheers,
Hi,
Jeremy. Thanks for
Hey,
tuning in.
What's up, Jeremy? Keep it up. You're the man.
All right, so we'll go to yours truly here with the Tropicalia IPA. Yes, it's not a stout. I did not have time to go pick up a stout yesterday, so this is
color. I like the color of that, John. That's a nice color.
It's a good looking IPA. Out of Athens, Georgia, 6.6% alcohol. The IPAs, like I said, they're not listed on the label or on the website. There's several good craft breweries out of Athens, Georgia. And I've had several beers from Creature Comforts Brewing Company, and I've liked them all so far. So I'm excited to try this one. The aroma is very tropical, as the name would suggest with Tropicalia. I'm getting some tangerine. I'm getting a little bit of pineapple. There is a little bit of grapefruit as well, with a touch of a piney note, but it's definitely pretty well balanced between like the West Coast style hop aromas and more of your like New England style IPAs. There's definitely tropical fruit in there, which I'm really enjoying. And yeah, I mean, I'm not picking up any alcohol. Obviously, 6.6% is pretty standard for this type of beer, just standard IPA. All right, it smells really good. So, cheers, guys.
Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Yeah, really nice. Getting the tropical fruit notes, a little bit of pineapple, definitely some orange, some like tangerine citrus flavor on the palate. There's a nice malt backbone with this. In the middle of the sip, I'm getting some lightly toasted bread notes. So that's nice. It's not overly bitter. It's not overly malty. It's well balanced. If I had to guess, I would say the IBUs are probably somewhere around 50, which is still kind of in my comfort zone. Once you get like over 65, that's when it becomes a little bit too much for me to want to session, drink more than one. But this one is pretty well balanced. Like I said, the body is relatively light. Carbonation is medium. The finish is crisp, clean, refreshing, pretty dry as well. There's a little bit of a lingering bitterness, but it's not overbearing. Like I said, I really like it. It's a great IPA. It's got nice malt character and hop character, and it's pretty easy drinking. So my first impressions are good with this one. Really enjoying it. Let's see. Spiralin says blasphemy. Yes, I know I'm not drinking a stout, but everybody else is, so they're making up for it. All righty, so I will get back to myself here in a little bit and give you guys my rating, but first impressions are that it's very enjoyable, very crisp, enjoyable beer. So we will go back to Alex, the beer master, with his Samuel Smith's oatmeal stout.
I've been sipping on this and I've been smelling it, and I could smell raisin. I've noticed that, and I could taste raisin when I drink it. You would think you would taste oatmeal, or like you said, or I'm surprised. I guess it has some raisin stuff in it too. I don't know. John, I mean,
well, you're just sometimes an accentuation that comes along from brewing. Sometimes some things taste more raisiny than others. I mean, it's not necessarily brewed with it.
I'm right, but what do you think?
There's definitely no raisin in there. It's just the dark roasted malt. You're getting some raisin character. It's like a Belgian quadruple ale. You get a lot of dark fruit. You get raisin, date, fig, all of that. But of course, there's none of that in the beer. You're just getting that character from the way that the beer's brewed, with the malts that they're using, the roast from the malt, the different the different ways that the beer is manufactured and brewed. That's where you're getting those flavors from. But that's not out of the ordinary to get dark fruit notes with a stout like that. So,
and Alex, oatmeal is harder to pick up. It's probably the oatmeal you would get more in the consistency and the taste of it. It might smooth out because of the oatmeal. It's hard to pick oatmeal up by itself.
It's very good though. It's very smooth. It's very sweet, very smooth, very delicious, very creamy. That's what I like. I like creamy beers. So that is delish. I would have to give that a shocking enough as of right now. I'm going to give it 100.
Wow. It's Founders is good beers though. I mean, that's not.
This is not a Founders.
I mean, I'm sorry, Samuel Smith's. They are.
Yeah.
They're good beers. I've had several, and so that's not that shocking. I mean, I don't quite go that high, but I mean they're very good beers. They're always at the I've
Maybe,
not had a Samuel Smith that's I would ever take out of the 90s personally.
maybe I don't know what I'm talking about then.
No, you do. You go with what
Alex,
you
you're
know.
allowed to have your own scale. You could have a lot of hundreds if that's what you want. It's just that as you keep going, they can't all be 100.
No.
Big trouble. So if you think this one's 100, it's 100.
Yep.
Call them like you see
It's
them.
all subjective. Right. We're here for fun, and if that's what you think, that's what you
exactly. Think. Michael,
you heard it. You heard it here first, folks. 100 out of 100 for the Samuel Smith's Oatmeal Stout. World-class stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Maybe John will review it again, and maybe he'll give it 100. I don't know. We'll see what happens if John does another review on it.
We shall see. I've had it many times. I have not actually reviewed it, I don't believe, on my channel yet. So I don't have to do that.
I'm good.
I will have to do an official review at some point.
Awesome.
All right.
Somewhere in the past, I've done a Samuel Smith, but I think it was the organic chocolate that I have down there. I buy those occasionally just because I like them. I'm sorry.
Oh, Robert, I forgot to say thank you for doing that review for me, bud.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. First beer review on my channel ever. Done for Alex the Beer Meister.
Nice. All right. So we've got Craig Swinson in the chat. He is currently drinking a Natty Daddy Imperial Russian Ice Stout Light.
Ice Stout? Never heard of
call it a Russian Ice Stout. Where's that?
A Russian Ice Stout.
All right. I shouldn't say. I'm drinking something from Estonia that doesn't look like it's supposed to, so I guess I can't say it. Maybe it's a Russian Ice Stout. Can't make any conclusion.
Yeah, there you go. Who knows? Who knows? As long as it tastes good, right?
That's all that counts in this game.
Exactly. As long as you enjoy it.
All right. Jeff Knapp, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Happy Stout Sunday to you as well. All right. So we will go back to Robert the Whiskey Scout.
All right.
How high are you going to go on this one?
I'm not going to go totally off the chart. Like I just can't do that. That's my grading scale. Once you start getting above 98, so I can't do that. This one's going to be a 96.
Okay.
It's a 96 out of 100. If you like stouts and you enjoy stouts and you have a chance to buy this, I mean, I really encourage it because the nose on this welcomes you into the palate. If that makes any sense, if you guys understand what I'm saying, when you smell this, it is very inviting to want to take a drink. And then the drink is just as enjoyable, but it changes from the nose. And that's a good thing. I mean, it's offering a lot of flavor in a broader spectrum from the nose to the palate to the finish. So, yeah, I think a 96 out of 100 is.
All right.
I have no problem sitting on that.
Robert, why are you afraid to say 100? Because
I'm afraid that there's always something better. And I just haven't had it yet.
Oh no, that is true. I'm not going to give every beer 100. That's for sure. It has to be delish, in my opinion. Or I gave it a 98 or a 96. I gave a lot of 90s. This is a far between when it comes to hundreds.
Well,
how many hundreds I've done? I haven't done that many.
I look at my scores. I keep track of my scores. That I did some before that I didn't keep track of, and I'm not sure what I gave to them. But since I don't know, what was it? Since April 7th, I started kind of keeping track of all my scores I give the beers now. And I think 97 for the KBS. And so if you know me, anytime I get above that 95 mark, I really like it. It really is an outstanding beer. So honestly, between 95 and 100, we're just splitting hairs. They're all excellent beers in there. They're all very enjoyable beers. So you just kind of got to, and that's my, it's just like we had, that's my personal scoring system.
Is that bad? Is it bad that I do my beers 100 sometimes?
No, that's your choice, Alex.
It's subjective, Alex. If you're getting 100, you give it 100. But
right.
Keep in mind that you're going to, at some point, find other hundreds that you might feel are better. So I guess you could give 100 plus to something later if it really knocks your socks off.
Alex,
Yes.
Alex, you'll be in the 110s one of these days.
You go past 100, go 101 if you find somebody that knocks your socks off. See,
But I thought you can't do that. I thought you can't do it.
Okay, 100 plus then. Add a plus to it if you find one that's much better.
Okay.
I think I will, Ronnie.
I leave the top of mine for more space. That's how I do it. I've done 99s. I've done 99s on the Bourbon County from Goose Island, and I've done it on some of the Evil Twin things, but I have not done 100 yet. I can't say I never will. I haven't had the Westervelt 12. If Jay still has a bottle, he can send it my way. I don't think he has any more left, though. But I'm just saying, it's not that kind of stuff you can't get very often, and I'm not willing to pay $60 for a bottle or any outrageous thing. So whatever.
So basically, Michael, if I decide to go to 101, because it's outstanding.
Well, you could say 100 plus. I guess you don't want to go to 101 because the scale only goes to 100. But you could say 100 plus. This is spectacular. The other ones were terrific, and this is just a level above. I leave more room at the top just because I'm ready for that ultimate moment to happen. And when it does, I'll tell everybody.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Exactly right, Michael.
But stuff has gotten close. Some of the Goose Island stuff is amazing. Some of the Evil Twin stuff is amazing. I mean, really, some of this top end stuff. That one with the pizza thing, I think, got a 98. You know, with a Evil Twin has this thing. And I have the can; I can show it, but it doesn't matter.
The big ass money stout.
Money stout, Robert. It's 17.5% alcohol, and you can't taste it. You could taste that it's an imperial stout. You can't tell the 17% though.
What is that again?
I'm going to go get the can because Robert has to see it.
All right.
Oh, just to let you know, John, I don't taste the alcohol anymore. It's just raisin and stuff like that. In the beginning, I tasted alcohol, but I do not taste it now. I taste raisin.
It's
That's
called
crazy.
Robert. This is called Big Ass Money Stout.
Not to try that.
I will have to look for that.
And you see the little pizza on the front of it?
Mhm.
Supposedly, they put pizza waste into the beer. I'm sorry. I said 17.5. It's only a mere 17.2. So it's
Built
not,
by
it's not
pizza right
17.5.
Right.
I'll read what it says. Two old friends got together and decided to go crazy once again. This time they met stateside to brew a rich, over-the-top, and unique stout. Guaranteed to impact your taste buds, this big-ass stout contains two assorted ingredients that unite Stavanger and New York. Stavanger, I guess, is in Denmark. That's where the Evil Twins come from. And New York is where the Evil Twin lives now in Brooklyn. He lives not that far from me. So that's what they put together. And this stuff was amazing. It says Lervig on the side. Lervig must be the town they're from. It says Lervig on the top. So it's like the Denmark side and the United States side combined to do this. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I gave this a 99 because it was like a 17.2 that tasted like a 10%er. And when you can get it down 7% off, to me, that's astounding that you can cover the alcohol. Maybe the pizza does that. I don't know. I have any idea how they did it.
Michael, I thought you written it down. Couldn't you check it?
I could look. It's funny. I have a substantial group of things. I could look it up. I'm fairly sure that I gave it a 99. It could have been a 98, but it's at the top of my rating thing. I can look it up, I guess. For sure.
Michael, is it a regular release or is it a special?
No, this is a limited release. It's possible that you can no longer get it.
Damn it.
Thing where it was a limited release.
Well, keep an eye out for it.
It was $6.54 for this 16-ounce can,
Yeah,
which
that won't stop me.
It didn't stop me from buying it.
Yeah.
I would jump on that in a heartbeat if I saw it.
Evil Twin stuff I'll pay more for anyway because they've never let me down. I mean, it's been every one I've had has been good. John and I did one on an Imperial IPA, which he had a variant and I had the main one, and it was astounding how well they covered the alcohol. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I think John's was like 16 or 17%.
It was 17 or 18%. Yeah, I got the Got it in Louisiana.
I had the one that was the mere 12%, and I thought the alcohol was really covered well in mine too.
Right.
John and Robert and Michael, would you do a review with me if I get some Evil Twin beers?
Sure.
Yeah, I can get it. I have no issue doing it.
All right.
But here's the deal. Hold on, Alex. I bought Pringles to do a Pringles review with you Friday night because you told me it was Friday night.
I ended up doing work. I'm sorry. It's not a lie.
And then I waited around on Saturday. I left half that can of Pringles just for you.
I did it last night.
I know, but you didn't post a link on.
I know you didn't. You gotta let people.
I had no link to go into it with.
I had what's his name? A drunken one post a link on the hangout.
It didn't come from you. I was thinking you would be the one posting the link.
Oh, so I don't know how to do the link.
Something different.
I don't know how to do the link. I need to have your email so I could type it in and send it to you. That's how I invite people.
I will put my email on the Hangouts thing for you. So you
no, you're my friend on what's it called on YouTube friends. If you want to put it there,
YouTube. You should be if you go on YouTube or I think even Instagram. So
you're friends with me on Instagram too. Yep, you're friends with me on there too.
Yeah, so, but I was kind of disappointed. So last night I played a little Black Ops and ate the rest of my Pringles.
I'm sorry. I promise you this. I will do a Pringles review with you, just you, if you want.
No. I ain't going to go buy them again. I'm not a big Pringles fan. I bought them just for you.
Alex, how about you picking up an Evil Twin beer? Let us know. Robert's going to look for one. I can get them anytime I want. John can get them anytime he wants. We'll have assorted Evil Twin beers. Maybe if we do 4 different ones, that would be fun too.
That'll be better. That'll be better.
I'll be on board with that. But we're going to have to do it.
I have like 6 of them over here, so I'm ready. I haven't.
Okay, you're golden. All right, good.
We will have to do it though before about Thursday or Friday next week because I got a well starting. So I will be gone for about 8 to 10 days after that. So
this week I'll be at my sister's, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the beer this week.
That's fine.
After you come back in September, we could do it too.
Yeah, that's fine. Just keep us posted on that, Alex. All right.
I'm only going to my sister's for a week just to babysit my sister's dog and stuff.
Robert's leaving and going away for a couple of weeks. So after that,
we'll figure it out.
Oh, so when he comes back in September. Okay, that's fine. We'll do it in September.
Just get an Evil Twin beer and let us know, and we'll set a date.
All right.
Evil Twin stuff. You seen Evil Twin?
So let's see, real quick here. We've got Shane Fudge is watching, says he's drinking a Bell's Two Hearted. Well, Shane, if you want on here, go ahead and join us. I'm drinking an IPA today, so it's not your average Stout Sunday. You're more than welcome to join us and give us a breakdown of that beer if you want to. Jeremy says he usually doesn't give out high ratings, but this show is at 108% greatness. Alex put you guys above the 100% mark. Keep it up, guys.
Jeremy, the good tidings.
Shane says that the West Flatarian 12 is a world-class, absolute 100% perfection in a bottle. I'd love to try that one. I've had something close, Shane. and I know you've had this as well, the St. Bernardus App 12. I think that's
supposed to be really
what I've heard is very similar to the West Flatarian 12. So anyway, let's see. Jeremy says Michael uses a reverse scoring system in the beach club. Oh, so yeah, Ronnie had a question for Michael, which I think Jeremy kind of answered it, talking about the grading on your
Okay, let me explain something to Ronnie. Those numbers that you're seeing are the ratings of the beers. They're not the numbers of what we're rating. So after I finish the beer tasting, they're rated according to the averages. So those numbers that you look at the end, number 1, you have to look at that beer in the 10 or 12 or as many beers are there. So I don't put the averages in. It would be too complicated to put the averages.
Right. If you have 10 beers, you rank them 1 to 10.
1 to 10, and it's not by they're different styles. So you're doing it individually, but you're rating your favorite ones. Again, this is also not subjective. So I've had people on the internet say stuff to me like, How can you have IPAs, stouts, porters, and all these different styles together? That upsets your taste buds. Well, these guys are rookies. If they can't handle the difference in the beer styles, then they should get into another field. I mean, I'm not picking on them, but my taste buds can handle the different styles. I can sit there and do these different beers, and by the last one, I can still rate it. Now, if you can't do it, you can't do it. But you know,
there should be no problem with beers. It's not like you're doing barrel proof whiskeys. That's
with whiskey you couldn't do it because if you drank it, you get blitzed. It's not like wine where you're spitting it out.
Not so much you get blitzed, but once you have a couple of barrel proofs, it sort of numbs your taste buds somewhat, and
so you can't taste it anymore. And
you don't pick up on the fine nuances. You'll still pick up on the caramels or whatever is dominant in that, but the finer nuances, you kind of miss those. So 2 or 3 barrel proofs, you're pretty much done.
With beer, as long as you're not drinking all 17.2% ones, you're okay because there's always people who have session beers involved in it too. So it's not all high alcohol. Unfortunately, sometimes you get this guy Frank, and John has heard about him before, where he brings these monster bottles, 25.4 ounce bottles of high alcohol stuff. And we say, Frank, thanks a lot. But it means you have to drink the whole thing. And in a smaller group, that, the volume gets to you after a while.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing you can do. I mean, that's part. You can bring anything you want. I would not be ashamed to bring this to a beer tasting, though. I mean, it was good enough to, this brewed in Dorpat, not looking like a stout, but still holding up. I haven't given my rating yet, by the way.
Right, yeah, go ahead.
I'm giving it a 90, which to me is an A- on my scale. And I'm giving it an A-. It might get a little bit higher, but I have to view this like it's really a stout, and to me, it's really not a stout. To me, it's really like
if it was labeled as a Baltic Porter, it might get a higher rating. But because
it was rated a brown ale, if it was rated a brown ale, it would probably get 3 or 4 points higher. But the fact that they're telling me it's an extra double stout. Now, again, somebody from Lithuania, if you want to comment, come on the show and say this is what all their stouts are like. But I don't know that. So I'm just doing it out of, not knowing one way or the other. But I'm rating it on its individual thing and giving it an A-, which I still think it's very good.
Yeah, it sounds really good. I'd love to try it. Let's see. Real quick, I'm going to go back to the chat. We've got Jeremy. I think he's referring to the Evil Twin thing. He says that Michael's ready for the review. We might as well do it right after this one.
No, I'm afraid we can't do that.
Right. We can't do it. We'd have to take a nap afterwards because we'd be very inebriated.
No, but I'm saying
Alex still has to get his Evil Twin, so we can't do it anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Jeremy says he's better in the chat. Dio, Drunken One's better in the basement. So anyway, Ronnie, thanks you for answering his question. He understands now what you're talking about. Congratulations to Brandon of Craft Beer Pours and Trish. Trish had her baby apparently.
Oh, congratulations! Finally, finally, Trish. We can finally get some beers.
7 pounds 2 ounces, 20 inches. Had him at 1:12 a.m. Baby Jack. All right,
Baby Jack.
Congratulations.
A beer drinker. I can tell. He has to wait a beer drinker.
Oh.
So Alex is very relieved for you, Trish.
Thank you, Lord.
Shane says that the St. Bernardus App 12 is the original Westie 12 recipe. So they're very similar, and as he says, it's just as good. Well, I pretty much, the App 12, I think I gave a 98 or 99.
I have not tried that one either.
You'd love it.
I'm aware of the brewer, but I have not tried that.
I mean, it's one of the best Belgian quads I've ever had, if not the best. The only one that comes close is the Chimay Grand Reserve Blue Label. Those are both like right there neck and neck.
We have one here brewed by Southampton Brewing, Southampton on Long Island, called Abbott 12, which is very
there you go,
I gave that a 98 also. There it is. There's the bottle.
That's the one that I'm talking. Yeah, the St. Bernard Sap 12.
I can't figure out the backwards forwards of this shit.
I could see it. You're good, Robert.
Now you
I just bought
got
it. I literally just bought it like 3 days ago.
So
I
They
thought it
sell the
was-
big bottle, the bombers with the cork in the cage for like $7.99 at the Kroger right down the street. I buy it quite often, actually.
that sounds like a great price too.
It's a great price, and it's
Yeah,
a
that's
world-class beer. I mean,
Belgian
and it's
beer-
like
I think I paid
11 or
$3.99
12%
for that.
alcohol too, I believe. It's up there in the ABV department.
Belgian beers tend to be expensive. I know the food co-op sells them. They're in a higher echelon in the prices. So that's a very good price.
So the
Right.
expiration date on this is 7/1/22.
What's up, Brandon?
I don't see 10% ABV.
10%. Okay, a little lower than I thought, actually.
So no, I bought it because I was thinking of the Santa Claus beers and I couldn't find them like you were talking about the other day, John. And
I got to find them myself, Robert.
Oh, the Santa Claus, yeah. Man, the Santa Claus Classic that I had, man, that's, oh my gosh. And you could tell it's definitely sweet. It's not a hoppy, well-balanced beer. It's malt forward, sweet, a lot of caramel, a lot of brown sugar, a lot of it's malt forward all the way from start to finish, which may be a turnoff for some people if you want a hot bite or if you want a balanced beer just in general. But it's got that Belgian, like, candy sugar type thing that you get with the really good Belgian ales. So it's got, like, some really good sweetness. The alcohol at 14% is masked extremely well. It's one of the best beers I've ever had.
Is that John? Is that from Switzerland though?
Santa Claus is I want to say it's German.
I think now you can check on. I think it's from Switzerland. I can look on my phone.
I'd have to look at my review or look at I don't even remember. I think it's either a German or it might be from Switzerland. I'm
I
not
had
sure.
seen it before, but when I went, I thought it was at that where I bought this at south side of Wichita, that one place. But I didn't see it there, so it must have been somewhere else. But I've seen what you're talking about, John. But I bought this because this was pretty close, I thought. It looked like Santa Claus, sort of. There's a monk.
I heard Santa Claus beers are very strong, and I know they're delicious.
They're
But
definitely strong. 14%. Yeah, they're not anything to mess around with, but they're world class. Well, I can't say that for all of them, but the brown label, the original or the classic, I believe it's called, the one that I had, I thought it was world class.
well, I have to find the
Okay.
Santa Claus beers because I heard they're good.
It's not German and it's not Swiss. It's Austrian.
Oh,
Austrian, okay.
That's still good. That's right in that. That's right,
Right there in that,
of
yeah.
great beers. You would like this Lucky Bucket then. It makes you want to eat pancakes and eggs and
yeah.
It seems like there are more of this breakfast kind of stouts out now. More companies are doing that now. It seems to be a style that's becoming more prevalent now. I've seen more of it too.
yeah.
Well, so I'm hoping one day I'll get a CBS and maybe all of us can review it. So I'm pretty sure CBS is coming out probably between September and October, right? Because that goes.
If they do it again, they don't do it every year.
I've
Every
never
year
tried
around.
it.
Yeah.
I've got one in my refrigerator. If you find one, we could do it.
Okay, good. You're aging
I would
one.
have to get a friend because that one also is in the high alcohol area and it's a bomber.
Oh, so all right. I
Have
appreciate.
friends, though. Maybe we could do a group one and there could be two people on here together. We'll put chairs together. We've never done that before, have we? Have there been two people together at one site? Because we'd like to. I have a new idea for Jay. Jay has to get David Garlapede to come to his house and Jay and appear with Jay, and Jay can, if he's a little bit shy, then Jay can take over. Because Jay says he's shy. John, you met him. Is he shy?
Who was this?
David Garlapede.
Yeah.
No, he's fine. He just doesn't want to mess with that. He's like you. He just doesn't want to deal with the hassle. He'd rather.
If he comes to Jay's house and sits with Jay on one of our Wild Card Wednesdays.
I already told that to Ron.
That would be pretty cool.
I already
He's
told.
not going to get his own channel. It's obvious he doesn't want to do anything.
Right, yeah.
To do it. So
I
just
already-
like Jay's done it. So he just has to show up there and do it. I think it'd be fun.
I already said to Ron, "Why don't you get another chair when we're live?"
There. And
So
let him-
Michael, so not Michael, so what's his name can join? David. I would love that.
Yeah.
Because I would like
I've
to
seen
meet him.
the reviews. He's a lot of fun. He seems
Yeah.
to be fun.
Yes, yeah. Well, I did several reviews with him when I was down there. We hung out. He's a cool guy. Yeah, he knows his stuff too. He knows his beer.
Saying so, he would be good on a wild card Wednesday or on a Stout Sunday, but he might be religious. Maybe he's at church on Sunday or doing.
Oh no,
Right.
Robert, what's his name? Ron Terrio did say I can get another chair for him to sit at while we're live.
Well, he has to talk him into coming. He has to talk him into coming to his house. That may not be easy. They live like 20 miles apart. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's about right.
So, it's a trip. And then he has to go home that night, so he can't do too much drinking.
Right. That's true.
Or stay over. Jay's probably got a couch. He could sleep over.
Yeah, did he ever sleep over there? Is the mystery. I wonder.
So, really quick, guys. Apparently, we were having issues with the stream. I was getting a lot of comments. We were all fine here, but StreamYard must have crapped out. Everybody in the chat was saying that we were frozen. But anyway, we're back now. Just really quick, I wanted to catch up on the chat. We've got George Wisegarver says he's tuning in for the first time. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Yes, we got a lot of people saying there were issues. I don't know, like we were not live.
Our whole stream was perfect. I didn't
everything was perfect up until about 10 minutes ago. We started getting comments like, I don't know, maybe once we go off air and it processes, it'll all be fine because we're not having any problems on our end.
No,
but thanks everybody for sticking it out, and we appreciate it.
Jeremy's saying it's loading circles in the middle.
Right? Yeah. It was. Then he says down here, he says you're live now.
Okay. So
apparently we're back.
It's been resolved, I guess.
It's been resolved. Hopefully, once we end this, it'll all come together, and the actual playback, you'll be able to watch the whole thing. To anybody out there who was having trouble watching us, but we appreciate everybody tuning in.
Well, you got to remember, John, you got to remember we did this is the longest Stout Sunday I've ever hanged out with you on.
John, we're approaching a full hour. I guess we've done an hour before.
Usually I do. Yeah, usually I try to keep it between 45 and an hour. So we'll go ahead and wrap up the live stream here. Let's see. Any final comments on?
My only comment is I would continue to buy Eastern European beers that I could get at what I consider decent prices, even if it's not exactly what I expect, because it still can be good. So don't stray away from Lithuania, Estonia,
beers,
Latvia, another Baltic state. Russia, I'd be more afraid of itself because the beers I've had, those different number series have been pretty poor. But those other republics, I would definitely try. And,
it's an adventure, Michael. That's what it is. It's an adventure. I'd do it.
You try it, and if it turns out you get burned a couple of times, I mean that's just life in the beer lane.
That's right.
But I'm not going to
life in the beer lane.
Get burned on it. So I'm going to the 229 area I can handle.
I think you did well.
Jeremy, I couldn't agree with you more, man. Buy beer from everywhere. There you go.
Yep.
That's a good way to wrap it up. So
I hope you guys can get mozzarella sticks because as of right now, I'm doing mozzarella sticks on Friday. If I can get mozzarella sticks, I'll be at my sister's.
What are they?
Mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, we're going to be reviewing mozzarella sticks. If John likes mozzarella sticks and whoever else.
I love it, of course. Yeah. Deep fried cheese. Yeah. Why not?
Guys, it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to be taking off right after John.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and end it. Thanks to Alex the Beer Master, Michael Kormaroff, and Robert the Whiskey Scout for joining me. Another successful edition of Stout Sunday. As always, it was a blast. Hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend. And until next time, everybody, cheers.
Everybody.
Cheers.
Enjoy your Stout Sunday.